I'm breaking every NDA on the planet by posting this, and I don't think things will ever go well for me once it's out. That doesn't matter, though. So all that matters is that you believe me. Those shiny new AirPods you got, all sleek and slim and white as fresh bone. Yeah, you need to stop using them. No, to be safe, you should throw them away and burn them, hurl them into the ocean, or bury them deep in a lockbox full of salt. I know the thought of tossing out those tiny little slices of the future that you wear in your ears is painful, but it must be done. If you don't listen to me, if you keep your AirPods, soon you'll start to hear terrible whispers. That is, if you aren't hearing them already. I'm sure I sound crazy. At first I thought maybe I was going insane. That would be a far more comfortable scenario than what's really happening. I thought working at Apple would be my dream job. For a few months, it truly was. Life was like some high-tech minimalist fairy tale. Everything was bright and polished. Everyone I worked with was sharp and brilliant. The cafeteria food was amazing, and then one day, about 4 months after I started at Apple, I stumbled upon some dead code. It was just a few orphan lines in a massive briar patch of an update. Blink and even a skilled coder would miss the anomaly. It was pure luck that I spotted the quirk. I reported the dead code to my supervisor, who assured me that he'd kick the issue up the ladder and it would be patched. I offered to work on the reconfiguration myself, but was firmly told to not worry about it. I've always been burdened with more curiosity than common sense, so I promptly ignored my supervisor's instructions and I began to dig. I ended up digging myself right into a coding mass grave. There are lines of dead code in every Apple update that we've ever put out. It goes all the way back to the beginning. As far as I can tell, on their own, each errant string is harmless. Stack them all together, though, and there's something wrong about the pattern. Something horrible and hungry. Something that seems to be on the verge of waking up. My first guess was that it was a hidden message. Probably subliminal advertising. You'd be listening to the latest Taylor Swift song, and right as she hits that chorus, some elusive voice chimes in to tell you that Chick-fil-A always has the cure for whatever you're craving. It'd be slimy if that was Apple's plan, but hardly the first use of underhanded marketing in America. I wish advertising was all that it was. It's far worse. My initial guess was half right. To start hearing hidden messages through your AirPods, but it won't be a subtle nudge to buy chicken. There'll be whispers. So soft you might think it's your imagination. These whispers will make beautiful promises. They'll tell you stolen secrets, offer you every desire submerged into the darkest depths of your heart. Yet all of that will come to a horrific price. The whispers will make you do things, hurt things, yourself and other people. I don't know why, I don't know how, but if I'm reading the code correctly, you'll start to feel a push, an urge to damage the fragile thing that you love most. How could this have gone unnoticed for so long? The irregular code is hard to find, sure, but someone must have caught on at least once. Did they go to their supervisor just like I did? Did they listen when they were inevitably instructed to let it go? Or did they go digging like I did, digging until they dug themselves a 6x6 hole before they were buried along with their curiosity? I know right now you're still skeptical. I understand, I really do. See, AirPods are expensive. They're chic. More of a personal statement than a gadget. They're like earrings if Ray Bradbury designed jewelry. I mean, maybe your AirPods were a Christmas gift from a friend or a significant other. I don't expect you to only take my word for it. All I want you to do is keep an open mind, and more importantly, an open ear. The whispers will be difficult to catch. The voices will be woven into your songs, your podcasts, your audiobooks. That's the terrible efficiency of Apple. Now that you know what to look for, though, you might be able to pin down a whisper like a butterfly to a board. Even if you can't notice the voices, be on the lookout for unexplained violent urges. Set the sentry of your mind on guard against intrusive thoughts. If you feel your fingers linger on the throat of your child while you're fixing their collar, then you know I was right. If you find yourself wondering exactly what shade of red your lover's lifeblood would be, you need to act immediately. I don't know why Apple wants us to rip the world apart. Could be a social experiment for the government. However, when I found the strings of dead code and I fit the pieces of the puzzle together, one on top of another, I see strange and revolting designs. The symbols look ancient, twisted, and squirming like no other coding language I've ever seen before. It hurts my eyes to look at if I stare for too long. The higher-ups here are on to me. Maybe they were watching me from the beginning, but I don't think they expected me to move so quickly. I've barricaded myself in my office. They're trying to force the door, and it doesn't look like it'll hold for much longer. The frame shudders with each impact. But it should last long enough for me to post this, though. One warning, at least. And once the warning is out, I've done all I can. I'm not sure what'll happen to me when they get in. I'm scared. But this was the right choice, the only choice. So don't let it be for nothing. Put away your AirPods. If you don't believe the danger, at least listen carefully, search for the whispers, and whatever you do, don't believe anything they tell you. Don't accept anything they offer. Listen for them. But don't let them in. Hey there kids, it's me, Mrcreepypasta, and welcome to the new decade of 2020, which means that the channel, I think at some point, at some point this month, I believe, this month or next, the channel officially turns 9 years old, which is pretty incredible. It means there's almost been a decade of MCP. So, thank you guys so much for watching or listening. If you're listening to this on the podcast, available on Spotify and on Apple and on SoundCloud and on Google or wherever you get your podcasts from. Or if you're listening on the podcast, then thank you for watching on YouTube and subscribing to Mrcreepypasta. And a very big thank you to my patrons from patreon.com/Mrcreepypasta, such as Dr. Strawberry, Jordan Alexander Sanchez, Chompski, Brianna Van Tine-Janzen, Stephanie VanHuss, Tristain Pelton, G Weevil 3, Diane Kraus, Asia, TheRedOakShieldVirus, Sindee Barney, Nico, kaeo, Kaleb Dougal, Daniel Poulsen, Dante Rowe, The Lastbladesong, TheGingerBroz, Don Meulmeester, Eliminator86, Nebsky, Sky Harbor, Finley, SteampunkSinner, Raphael Rodriguez, and OptimisticAvacado. You guys are the MVPs, and everybody down there in the description, a big thank you to you guys as well. If anyone listening likes warm tea while you listen to scary stories or to help you fall asleep, all of you insomniacs there in the live stream, then I strongly suggest you check out my wife's tea shop at etsy.com/shop/ivorymonocletea. And to follow me more on your phone, you can check out Pop Base. It's a new mobile game, and you can find the link to it in the description down below. Visit my place, do some quizzes of cursed knowledge and the like. Sweet dreams, everybody.